They say the average person uses only 10% of their brain. But NBA players? Sometimes they tap into the full 100. These aren't just athletes running plays or dunking over 7-footers.
He usually has one of those a game.
These are strategists, improvisers, and split-second thinkers capable of turning milliseconds into moments of pure basketball brilliance.
Come up with that bucket, Raptors down the floor, Kawhi dribbling behind his back, out by defenders, into the lane.
In a league known for power and finesse, it's moments of sheer IQ that truly blow our minds. Take, for example, the night Kyle Lowry turned into a walking chessboard. The Raptors were locked in a brutal battle against the Heat. It was the fourth quarter, the clock was bleeding, and the defense had him double-teamed right at the half-court line. Any normal player would have panicked, call a timeout, maybe try to force a bad pass, but Lowry, he had something else in mind. He swung the ball in a subtle, almost accidental motion toward Jimmy Butler, baiting him into a reaction. Butler reached.
Okay, this was at the defensive end, okay, so that did not happen.
Whistle, foul, Raptors ball. Lowry just reset the game without even taking a dribble. That wasn't a fluke. It was a mental ambush, disguised as confusion. He didn't just outplay his opponent, he outthought him.
Hard work. I'd never let nobody tell you you can't do something special.
And then there's OG Anunoby. Game 3, 2020 NBA playoffs. Raptors down 2. 0.5 seconds left on the clock, just enough time to catch and shoot.
Coming to the ball.
Series on the line. Anunoby got it off, and it goes!
But barely. Most players would be too nervous to function, but not OG. As the inbound pass came flying across the court from Kyle Lowry, Anunoby caught it in midair and released in the same motion. Nothing but net. Game winner. It wasn't just the shot that was incredible.
Top, Gasol just screened in enough. That ball's gone, I think.
It was the calm, the timing, the internal clock. With half a second, he rewrote the ending of a playoff game. That takes more than skill. That takes complete mental control. Now, picture Nikola Jokic. The man is built like a lumberjack, but thinks like a grandmaster. Jokic has this uncanny ability to see 2 plays ahead.
Check in. This place is going to go crazy. Jokic.
Like he's running the offense through a crystal ball. One moment against the Warriors, he grabbed a rebound, didn't even look up, and fired a full-court pass to a sprinting Aaron Gordon on a dime. No glance, no hesitation, just pure court vision. It's one thing to make a flashy pass, it's another to make a perfect pass without seeing your target.
Steal by Gordon, and look out below. A 360.
Jokic makes the impossible look routine. It's why they call him the Joker. He's playing his own game and we're all just watching. But intelligence on the court doesn't always come in flashy packages. Sometimes it's hidden in the weirdest places. Like Jose Alvarado, the Pelicans guard who literally built a reputation off hiding in corners like a basketball ninja.
How about Jose? Doesn't make a difference at all.
That's what he does.
Doesn't make a
In multiple games, Jose would crouch along the baseline completely out of sight from the inbounder, and then, just as the ball was brought up, he'd sprint in for a steal, over and over again. Same trick, same result. You'd think teams would catch on, but they didn't. Why? Because they weren't using 100% of their brains. Jose was. That kind of stealth isn't luck. It's studied, tested, executed. That's IQ in action. Then there's Luka Doncic, the Slovenian sorcerer. In one jaw-dropping play, he was trapped on the sideline, swarmed by defenders, seemingly out of options. But Luka doesn't see traps, he sees puzzles. With no teammates open,
Run it goes. Too much, George. And he can flat out get it done.
he sent a behind-the-back pass, mid-spin, across the baseline to a cutting teammate under the rim. It was the kind of pass that even highlight reels have to slow down twice. Luka doesn't play basketball. He manipulates gravity. And to do that, you need vision, timing, and intelligence that borders on scary.
With Kyrie Irving from Brooklyn. Good defense by Warren,
Really
yeah.
good defense.
One of the most cerebral plays in recent memory came from none other than LeBron James. But this time, he wasn't wearing 2 shoes. Literally. In a regular season game, LeBron lost one of his sneakers during a fast break. Most players would stop, fix the shoe, maybe call a timeout. But LeBron, nah, he kept going. One shoe on, one off, and dunked the ball like it was nothing. Who does that? The man knew stopping would hurt his team more than playing barefoot. That's not just physical toughness. That's calculated urgency. That's brain power under pressure. Of course, no discussion about mental mastery in basketball is complete without mentioning Chris Paul.
Didn't have the shot he wanted, gives it up to CP3. Oh, great behind the back pass.
CP3 has long been known as the point god for a reason. One time, with Rudy Gobert guarding him on the perimeter, Paul faked a pass so convincingly that Gobert spun around like a confused NPC in a video game. The fake wasn't flashy, it was surgical. Paul didn't just fake out a defender, he rewrote his coordinates. That's veteran intelligence at its peak. And let's not forget about Damian Lillard. In the 2023 play-in tournament, Dame was being hounded by two defenders, his team down, clock ticking. Most players would have tried to draw contact or force a shot, but Lillard saw a sliver of space.
That's Damian Lillard.
A half-second lane, and launched a three from 38 feet. Bang! The moment looked insane on replay, but Lillard had already calculated the angle, spacing, and arc before even lifting his arms. Clutch isn't a feeling. It's geometry in motion. Even role players get their moments of IQ stardom, like when Bismack Biyombo, not known for his offense, caught a pass in the paint and immediately threw it off the back of a defender to reset positioning.
Must be an election year for campaigns.
Or when J.R. Smith, in one of his few cerebral moments, baited the defense into thinking he was calling a timeout, only to drive in for an easy layup as they hesitated. J.R. usually gets memes, but for that moment, he was the smartest man in the building. Sometimes high IQ means knowing what not to do. In a 2021 matchup between the Grizzlies and the Hornets, Ja Morant watched the ball roll up court with no one pressing him. Instead of picking it up and starting the shot clock, he just let it roll and roll and roll.
Nah, thanks. He tried it.
The seconds ticked off the game clock, but not the shot clock. It was like watching a magician perform sleight of hand, but with a basketball. The Hornets somehow didn't press him, and Ja milked every second before launching into the offense. That's not just awareness, that's timing, game knowledge, and restraint, all rolled into one. And remember the time when Russell Westbrook used an opponent's back as a weapon?
My goodness. Wow. What a crossover with speed.
Clock was low. Thunder needed a bucket. Instead of a standard inbound, Westbrook bounced the ball off the defender's back, caught it, and laid it in. Simple, effective, embarrassing for the other guy. Westbrook is known for his explosiveness, but here, he was more of a tactician than a freight train.
Nearly lost his footing. Off balance, it spins in.
Even freak athletes like Giannis Antetokounmpo have their moments of absolute brain-powered brilliance. In a game against the Celtics, Giannis faked a pass through his own legs while driving full speed, then converted it into a Euro step and finish. The play was so quick defenders didn't even realize what happened until it was on replay. You can't teach that. That's feel. That's anticipation. That's pure basketball intelligence wrapped inside a 7-foot, 240-pound tank.
One of the great plays this season.
What a pass by Giannis. Didn't even seem like...
But perhaps the most underrated brainiac move in recent years came from James Harden, a player often criticized for his defense. Game 7. Rockets versus Thunder. Final possession. Luguentz Dort attempts a last-second three. Harden, fully aware of Dort's habit of trying to throw the ball off defenders to regain possession, jumps out of the way as Dort throws the ball. The ball misses Harden and lands out of bounds. Rockets win. That one step back, not the kind you shoot, but the kind you think, sealed the game. Harden wasn't just defending Dort. He was reading the scouting report mid-air.
Dort for three, blocked by Harden. Dort got it back.
Basketball IQ isn't always a highlight on SportsCenter. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's weird. But when it shows up, when the crowd gasps and the defenders stand still, you know you've just witnessed someone unlock their full mental potential. These aren't just athletes, they're tacticians. They think in frames, react in blinks, and sometimes they see things before they even happen. This is what it looks like when NBA players use 100% of their brains. If you enjoyed watching these genius-level plays unfold, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories where basketball basketball becomes brain power. This isn't just hoops, this is next-level thinking, and we've got plenty more where that came from.